This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, vendors in the fruit and vegetable market downtown meeting with the Minister of Grand Bahama today. Minister Darwell bringing the local entrepreneurs up to date on renovations on tap for that facility. Now a contract was awarded to SRA Construction and work should wrap up within 4 weeks. Italia Hall has more.
A number of vendors and residents of Grand Bahama turned out for the meeting held at the Department of Agriculture on Wednesday. Fruit and vegetable market vendors listened attentively as renovation plans were discussed. Preliminary works for the project will commence on August 24th. During that time, all vendors will be temporarily relocated. The Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, says all visitors, residents, and tourists should be in a safe, clean, and pristine environment.
This is an essential renovation that must come to ensure that the vendors who make their living in this marketplace is first of all in an environment that is conducive to what they want to portray, and second of all, as our tourists and guests who visit our island come to get the experience in the marketplace, they get an experience that is excellent, and they are amazed with the facilities. And so when we get the feedback, we will always want a positive feedback.
A few vendors spoke candidly about some of the issues they want to see addressed. Minister Darville says their concerns will be given consideration. The vendors also heard from the contractor for the project, Sanford Calmer. He outlined the scope of work that will be undertaken at the downtown market.
Inside those stalls, we will have to pressure clean all the stalls, inside and outside, before we can paint. We have a total area of fencing that we will secure your place. There are some extra barrel bolts and stuff we're going to put on your windows for more security for you. We'll change whatever windows we have to change. We'll have sidewalks, planters. There will be no more vehicular traffic. We're going to close all that off.
Assistant Superintendent of Police Hilton Cass says vendors can be assured that police officers will be in full force throughout the market.
We would continue to do what we are mandated to do. That is to provide security, maintenance of law and order, protection, and also to actually apprehend offenders. And we'll continue to do that. And we would do it both during the daytime as well as during the night through our mobile and also through our foot patrol.
Following the meeting, Dr. Darville was taken on a tour of the downtown market and spoke with the vendors one-on-one. Darville says this cleanup exercise will help to improve the tourism product here on Grand Bahama. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
In other news, a major investor showing increased confidence in Grand Bahama's economy. A project is underway in the Lucaya area, and officials say this, along with other key developments, will lead to the total transformation of a prominent tourist hub. Sean Davis-Roll reports.
For months now, Wendy's has been operating its brand new restaurant here in downtown Freeport. Now Wendy's 2 is on the way as construction is underway here in Lucaya. Construction is on the move, and this accelerated movement on a prime piece of property in Lucaya is said to be making way for a project which is said to be indicative of renewed investor confidence in Grand Bahama. President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll.
Chris DeVos, I think he is one of our great sons in the Bahamas. He has come to Freeport and he has really appreciated how the Grand Bahama Port Authority has treated him, and he wants to do more. And we at the Grand Bahama Port Authority are encouraging not only Chris Savosis but other Bahamians to come to Freeport and invest. It's probably one of the easiest places to do business. You have a very friendly, business-friendly environment here at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. And we bend over backwards and we roll over the red carpet for our locals and foreigners.
Roll says it is these multi-million-dollar projects that will not only put more capital into the local economy, but also provide some much-needed jobs.
There might be about 3 or 4 other buildings next to current construction site, and which will produce about 200 to 300 jobs. This particular investor will probably invest over $10 million within the next 2 years. It'll take 2 years to have a complete build out.
There's other news coming out of what is expected to be a series of new developments. ZNS News has been reliably informed that also on this site will not only be one, not two, but three new businesses in total. Reportedly joining Wendy's will be Marco's and Popeye restaurants. Rowe says he's excited as these new ventures will all be a part of a master plan to transform the entire Port Lucaya Strip.
The Port Lucaya area, I think, is going to be a key spot in the very near future in regards to touristic activities. There is a vision plan that we also created for that particular area, which includes more entertainment features, and we're working very hard to cause these projects to come to fruition.
Joan Davis Rowe, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, Bahamian police, along with their international counterparts, making a huge discovery in the northern end of Abaco yesterday. Police reports indicate that around 4 p.m., a team of officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit, accompanied by other agencies, were on routine air patrol when they discovered 3 large marijuana fields. The marijuana plants, which range from 3 to 7 feet in height, were all uprooted, and the estimated street value of the marijuana is said to be around $2 million. Now, no arrests were made, but investigations continue. Meantime, police on Grand Bahama are also investigating the death of a 5-year-old male child. Reports are that on Tuesday, August 11th, sometime after 4 p.m., police and EMS personnel were called to an apartment complex on Santa Maria Drive in South Bahamia, where a male child was reportedly pulled from a pool unresponsive. EMS personnel rendered assistance to the child, who was taken to the Rand Memorial Hospital and pronounced dead by doctors. Police are also investigating. And in light of that tragic incident involving that 5-year-old boy, an official with the local YMCA is making an appeal to ensure that children remain safe when in and around water. Sabrina Brown has this story.
The drowning of a 5-year-old boy on Tuesday has once again raised the issue of water safety, particularly during the summer months. Director at the YMCA, Karen Pinder-Johnson.
It's unfortunate that once again we lost a child during the summer, but swimming, there's no need for anyone not to learn how to swim on Grand Bahama right now. There's various institutions here on Grand Bahama that is actually teaching swim lessons. The YMCA has been a pioneer for teaching kids how to swim for many years.
She says in an effort to reach children around the island, the YMCA has introduced a Learn to Swim program in local schools.
Swimming is not a cheap sport. So what we have done is offered the program through the schools free of charge to the kids, just to give, if it's only one child, that opportunity to learn how to save themselves in a water submerged situation.
The veteran swim instructor says it is difficult to get many parents to understand the importance of ensuring that their children know how to survive in the water.
That's simply because most of our parents can't swim. So that phobia is passed on to their kids. But to the parents who understand, they ensure that our kids learn how to swim. So, I can only appeal to all the parents out there. If you can't swim, at least ensure that your kids learn how to swim. And not learn how to swim at age 13 or 14. Let's get them in the water at least by 3.
She says consistency is key.
Once the instructor starts to make headway with the children, they disappear for 2-3 months. What you do is you put your child back to square one, and we got to start all over again on what to do, introductory to water again. But if you are consistent, and by the 3 months after you have started the child, you'll see great improvement.
Pinder-Johnson is also advising parents to learn basic CPR. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Forecasters with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, have updated the outlook for this year's hurricane season, calling for a 90% chance of a below normal season. Now, according to NOAA, the 90% probability of a below normal season is the highest confidence level given by NOAA since seasonal hurricane outlooks began in 1998. Forecasters are predicting only 7 named storms for the season. Of those storms, 3 could become hurricanes, and perhaps only one could reach a major hurricane strength with winds of 111 miles per hour or greater. This updated forecast, which includes the 3 named storms to date, Anna, Bill, and Claudette, are centered well below the seasonal averages of 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. Now, also according to NOAA, forecasters attribute the high likelihood of a below normal season to this year's strong El Nino season. But weather officials say even though they are predicting a below normal season, the threat of a storm should never be taken lightly. In other news tonight, a burden on a local family has been lifted. A troubling situation developed during their period of mourning, but now all parties are now on one accord and the matter has been resolved. Joan Davis-Roll has this update.
It is a story ZNS News brought to you on June 22nd of this year. The story was centered around a cemetery near the site of the former Hawksville High School campus, the Westgate Memorial Gardens, the island's newest burial site that is said to be privately owned. Irate resident Cindy Bevins took cemetery officials to task for not living up to an agreement to provide headstones for 2 loved ones. Officials citing rising costs as a reason for the delay. The family, she says, was distraught over the entire situation as they continued to grieve for their loved ones. Now those moments of anger and frustration, Bevan says, have turned into joy. And here's why.
The matter has been resolved. I was contacted by the Westside funeral director, Mr. Woodside, and finally closure has been brought to our situation thanks to ZNS carrying the story. A few weeks ago I was contacted and the headstones are now placed on my sister and my brother's grave. Once again, I would like to say thank you to ZNS because a lot of times, you hear stories or persons are called ZNS to carry a story and there's no follow-up. I just come today to say thank you to Mr. Woodside for following up and bringing closure to the Bevins family on this matter.
Bevins noted that despite her prior efforts to have the matter resolved, it was only after the story was aired that cemetery officials immediately responded in a positive way.
Mr. Woodside apologized to the family and he gave us his word that he would see to it that the headstone would have been placed on the graves, and he asked us to give him a few weeks, and we did. And after the few weeks, he contacted again, and I came and checked, and the headstones were there.
Bevins now says the living and the dead can rest in peace. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Joan Davis-Roll.
Thanks, Joan. And now it's time to Ask the Doctor.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Yesterday, Marie's questions described symptoms suggestive of a panic attack. So to continue my discussion, symptoms of a panic attack may occur either alone or in combination and may include heart palpitations or the sensation that your heart is racing, shortness of breath or hyperventilation, chest pain or discomfort, feeling nervous or trembling, sweating, nausea or stomach upset, or feeling lightheaded or dizzy. Panic attacks are indeed frightening. However, the good news is that they can be treated successfully with behavioral therapy and medications. So if you or someone you know have been diagnosed with panic attacks and had a negative cardiac workup, please speak to a doctor at any of our community clinics so that you can be referred to a therapist for an evaluation and treatment. If you have questions or just concerned about your health, please email askdrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we return.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Sports and Ricardo Live One. This one goes out to my good friend Ricardo Adley down there in New Providence. And Rick, you got to tell me what to do that picture you left in the fridge, man. Anyhow, call me after the newscast, okay? Day 2 of the Buddy Hield Basketball Summer Camp was held in Pinedale, Egmont Rock this week. Our Kimberly Mullings really has something to tell you about what's happening in Egmont Rock, about Buddy giving back to the community, and the reason why she put on lipstick last night to go west of the creek.
No matter how many bells his name rings, Buddy Hield never forgets his humble beginnings as a kid in 8 Mile Rock who loved basketball. Now that Buddy is able to give back to the community, what better way than to show them what he's learned and encourage the young ones to achieve their goals.
It's only right to come back and get back to my community and just be out here and just have fun with these guys. And you see, it's all about fun and for these kids, and just giving back to them and show them that there's motivation for me to come there and inspire them. And if I can do it, I'm sure they can do it too. And I grew up in this park just like them, playing basketball, all this entertainment, having fun. And hopefully one of these days, one of these boys will be just like me and pursue their dreams.
Hield was pleased to see the support from the residents who brought their children to play basketball and stayed to watch.
It means a lot, and a lot of this community, a lot of them don't know me too, because they didn't know me from teething their mangoes when I was young and from a little troublesome boy, but they grow me up, and they love me and I love them, and I appreciate them a lot that's been on here and supporting me for this camp, and this is like a little grand step move for this camp, and I grow up here, and hopefully next year it's going to be a lot better.
One of the showstoppers was Lino Guerrero, aka Mega Man, you see. He dominated the court in every way possible. When he wasn't scoring, he was assisting. He basically set all the plays for his team, and of course he hit the game-winning shot.
Someone on the sideline said they want to see LeBron James. So I said, I didn't give them LeBron James. I just gave them a little taste what they could do, but they don't play basketball.
But he says he hopes to make the camp's annual events. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Soul Sports.
Way to go, buddy. The YMCA Commercial Basketball League playoff action for the Grand Bahama Gym Rats. They defeated the Parliament's Pistons 72-56. And they got the series sweep. Memories defeated Stadall 63-60. That series all tied at 1-1. And then the Shooters Select, they defeated the Grand Bahama Shipyard Cruisers 80-71. The score, DeJohn Wagles had a 26-point game. Erwin Lewis led all scorers some 29 losing cause. And Stadall, they bagged Memories 66-65. My good friend Jay Philippe had a 19-point game. Amato Hepburn had 17 points, and they're going to continue play on Thursday. They're playing at the YMCA gym. Well, let me tell you, the Grand Bahama Sports Festival 12 and Under Finals. This is baseball. The Grand Bahama Affair was a pretty good one. Let me tell you, America Baseball Park was rocking. These kids can play. Legacy Baseball and the Pelican Bay Flyers crossed the line in the Under 12 Championship Showdown. For Legacy coach Orville Saint, the tournament was really helpful for his ball players, providing them with the opportunity to play as much baseball as possible.
Baseball on the whole is very good right now in Grand Bahama. The interaction with the teams from away, the guys are very good, but I think their guys are a bit small. Our guys, are big, and we overpower them at some point of the game. Like last night we beat that team 17, I think it was 17 or 14-7. Because they're a bit small, But on the overall, our team are good right now because we've been working out all season after we had the Nationals.
The Pelican Bay Flyers entered the championship with lots of energy, says Coach K. Brian Hanna. The festival was a test for the Sluggers, and they passed.
Let me congratulate the guys here from Pelican Bay who plays here in Grand Bahama, and all of the guys who came from Nassau, from JBL. It was a combined team. And it was a team built really on the prospect of us hoping to do something in the future. And what we wanted to do was to actually build a traveling team. And it seems to got off to a good start, but I can very well say most of the guys who would have played in this tournament, they just arrived back from Puerto Rico, and they had a good time in Puerto Rico playing together. And I think they brought that same energy what they had, and they brought it here, and they're doing a great job.
The Flyers played up-tempo baseball and took what the Legacy defense gave. Heads-up base running, and Pelican Bay is on the scoreboard just like that. Legacy Baseball provided some memorable moments that simply was gut-wrenching for Pelican Bay as far as the game plan. The Pelican Bay Flyers won the Under-12 title with a 4-1 score, and the coaches simply can't believe the play at third. Be careful, Coach. You are close to getting tossed. Well, pull the trigger on him, Blue. Pull the trigger, man. Yep, this one got away. And I got to say to Miami Dolphin friends out there, don't celebrate just yet, okay? The Jets' Geno Smith has got a broken jaw, 6 to 10 weeks. You got Tom Brady right now, matter in court. That's going to be 4 weeks suspension. But you still got Buffalo to deal with, and you guys out there still begging. Y'all got to stop, man. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But anyhow, we'll see you in September. That's a look at sports.